Videos from all over the internet that's going to make you question reality. Let's just start.
Your number, the number of people that you've slept with.
I have just a quick question before we dive into this.
Oh.
Do guys really care about a girl's number?
Yeah.
I'm not going to pin it on you, but I'm saying in general, from your friends, from what you heard, what is like a number that people usually?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's different for everybody. But
Okay.
do they care? I think most people do. I think a lot of people pretend like they don't.
Right.
And I don't think that it necessarily matters, but I do think a lot of people
I think it depends
think
on the
so.
box theory of where you put that girl in your brain. Like if you see her as, this is just my hypothesis on it. If you see her as wife, girlfriend material, you'd hope her number would be lower. Whereas if you just see her as a one-night stand, you don't really care what the number is. Perhaps.
I think that's generally true, yeah.
Generally true. Listen, if a guy asks you that, he is not the guy. He is an insecure
Yeah.
dude with his own problems.
You guys got asked that on your first date?
I haven't. She has. First of all, women, if you're ever thinking about your number and you're embarrassed about it, please don't. Who cares? If he's judging you on your number, goodbye, sayonara, he's not your man. Oh, because he can have 70 lovers and then you have had 17. You're strictly on the scarlet letters.
It's only fun to be single on the internet. If you got you a good man, you got you a good girl, there is nothing outside but a whole bunch of calories, big ass backs, a whole bunch of people that's miserable and they looking for company. Let me tell you something. If you got you somebody worth holding on to and they still picking up the phone and maybe you could salvage it or maybe you could fix it, go back in the house. There's nothing outside but coronaviruses and flus and cold. I promise you. I promise you. I go out every weekend with me and my wife, and you see the same thing. You either see a group of females, 5 to 6 of them, backs big as ever, ordering tequila towers and Hennessy towers and a whole bunch of drinks. Same thing with the dudes. It's 17 dudes in a section with 2 skinny chicks that look like dudes in a section. It's ugly outside, man. Go head back in, call your folks. Hey, listen, I know we was going through it, but I don't want to be alone, and I know you don't want to die alone. It's only cool to be single on the internet. They are lying to you people. Better go get you somebody to grow old with.
3 ways to use reverse psychology on a woman. Fellas, you want to get in a woman's head? Here are 3 powerful ways to flip the script on her. Number 1, you probably won't like this trick. Women are naturally curious. So when you tell her she probably won't like this, she'll just want it even more. You can be like, hey, it's a really cool place we can go to, but it's really not a vibe. You might not like it. She'll be like, wait, what is it? I want to go. Now she's hooked. Number 2, I'm not sure if you can handle it move. Women love a challenge. Tell her what she probably can't handle and watch her prove you wrong. You could be like, nah, I don't think you can handle hanging out with me. I'm kind of different. She gonna be like, I can handle anything. Let's hang out. Number 3, I might change my mind play. Now, this one is deadly. Make her think she might lose her chance with you, and she'll value you more. Just imagine you're on a date with her, and she's playing hard to get. But then this is where you come in and say, I was really into you at first, but I'm kind of rethinking things right now. She's gonna be like, wait, what? Why? Now she's invested. Now, fellas, use these wisely. Reverse psychology can be a superpower. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that follow button. And if you're struggling with approaching women and you don't know where to start, get my ebook, Shoot Your Shot. The link is in the bio.
There was one guy that I dated who was so nice, so cute, took me on the best date, so fun. Like, we had fun. Every single day we had fun. But I did not feel emotionally connected to him. Like, I didn't feel, and it wasn't even that I wasn't attracted to him, because he was an attractive guy, but there was just something lacking, and I was able to recognize it quickly. I was able to recognize it quickly, and instead of being like, oh, but he's so nice. He's such a nice guy. He treats me so nice. He has money. I don't have to worry about anything with him. This is what we do as women. We talk ourselves in to situations that we genuinely don't want to be in, because there's almost like a guilt that you feel when someone's nice to you and treats you great, but you don't feel connected with them, to them in a romantic way. Like, as a friend, we could be friends all day, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I had to, tell him, that that's how I felt, because I wanted to be honest, and I felt like, he kind of wanted to push things along, and it wasn't fair to him.
Mothers with teenage daughters that are still in high school, stop brainwashing your daughter to believe that these young boys they're dating who are also still in high school and also still being taken care of by their parents are responsible to make sure that your daughter experiences things that you've never exposed her to as her parent. Yeah, you've never paid $400 and $500 for her play. You've never taken her shopping at any luxury department stores. So how is this a requirement for anybody? That's your duty as a parent to expose your child to what you want them to be exposed to. Are we using our brains anymore? In high school, the only requirement you should have as a young woman in dating should be if that young man respects himself and respects you, fill him out and see what his goals and visions are for his life. See if he comes from a good family, and most definitely see if he got a good mother. Do you know how golden it is as a young woman to date a man that has a good mother? That's golden. So mothers, there's a lot of things we can tell our daughters to have in place as a requirement when dating in high school, but food and materials shouldn't be it. That's your job. So stop trying to push it off on other people.
Don't pray this prayer unless you're prepared to get your feelings hurt. Don't do it. I've only prayed this prayer 3 times in my life, and I don't even know if I should say it on here. It's not super complicated, but it is God, show me the things that I don't know that I need to know about this scenario that I'm in. Let me tell you, the first time I prayed this prayer, I got my feelings hurt. I was dealing with this guy. I felt like something wasn't right. I feel like when we're men of God, you don't need to do all of that. That's why I refuse to deal with these Christian guys or just guys who go to church on Easter Christmas. I refuse because of some of these stories. Anyways, so I broke into his email. True story. When I actually made it in, I said, baby, I had an insurmountable amount of evidence. And I promise I've calmed down since then. All the things that I found to prove my case, I printed everything out. Everything. Black and white. And I put it in a nice envelope, like so. A nice one.
Girl, don't ever feel bad for a man, okay? Men already know when they don't like you. And they'll use you anyway. They'll use you for your body, your time, your attention, your energy. They'll even use you to help build up their own lives, their own empires, and then they'll discard you when they don't need you anymore. So all you fools crying and screaming over here over the fact that accusing me of using men, I'm transactional because I ask for nice things, you gotta wake up, honey. They're already using you. It's time to open your eyes and grow up, please.
Okay, I don't know why we still need reminders on this, but quick little PSA. If you claim to be in a committed monogamous relationship, then there is no way to justify why you would be under somebody else's pictures with emojis, compliments, heart eyes, none of that bullshit. Please save the whole, oh, it's just social media, because not only is it disrespectful to your spouse, but it's inviting. And then not only is it disrespectful to your spouse, but it's also embarrassing because you're displaying these actions for everybody else to see. And please stop trying to tell your significant other that they're being insecure or dramatic by making this an issue, because nobody in a relationship in their right mind would be okay with their spouse doing that. Unless they don't really have any respect for you either and they're doing the same thing. But 9 times out of 10, if they're not, they're going to have a problem with it. And if you're one of the ones that don't see a problem with it, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're really not ready to be in a committed monogamous relationship, because no woman or no man is going to be okay with their spouse disrespecting them like that. Period.
Oh, it's just a friend. There's nothing called male bestie. He just wants you. They just want to sleep with you.
Dear new nigga, just let me tell you what else you gonna get when you dealing with me. You gonna get your haircut paid for. You gonna get dinner paid for. Baby, you gonna get it all, okay? Because I treat mine right. One thing about me, if you accepted flowers, I will buy you some and give you some just because, baby. I'm a just because girl, okay? Let me treat you how you supposed to be treated, my love.
Now, I am not no love expert, but I believe that a way the relationships can work is if people would literally ask each other, drop the ego first and ask each other, how can I show up for you? How can I love you in the way that you need to be loved? How can I make this space safe for you? How can I cater to you? How can I nurture you? How can I be there for you? Just how can I show up for you in all? And not just one person, but both of y'all ask each other this question. Drop the ego. Understand that we're two different people in a relationship with two different backgrounds, with different traumas, different belief systems.
Yo, do y'all ever be looking at your man and you're just like, my man is so fine. My man is so fucking fine. God bless me with such a fine fucking man. And all of a sudden it's just like the crazy switch just fucking flips and shit. And you're just sitting there thinking, if I think he's fine, then other bitches gonna think he's fine. And if other bitches think he's fine, they're gonna tell them that they think he's fucking fine. And he's gonna start thinking he's fine. And if he thinks the other bitches that think he's fine is fucking fine as well, and tells the other bitches that think he's fine that he thinks that they're fine, now they gonna start fucking with each other. And he gonna be fucking with some fine ass bitches and not me anymore. And now all of a sudden I gotta fucking find my man so I can crawl inside his fucking skin and live there. So I can make a fucking perfume out of my pussy juice and spray it all over him so the bitches that think he's fine, cause my fucking pheromones all over him. Stop playing with me. Now I'm over here checking this motherfucker's location. Why haven't you responded to me in the past 27 minutes? Is it because of the other fucking bitches? Ah! What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So you go and you get on your fucking Twitter finger, where are you? And then all of a sudden, bing! Hey baby, how's your day? Great, daddy. How's yours?
So in my circle of friends, we constantly have this conversation about pleasing a man. And my take on it is this, based on my experience. I truly feel like men aren't hard to please. It's really just that simple. It's the matter of paying attention to what someone like, what they don't like. You know, hearing them, seeing them, having conversations with them, understanding them, you know, showing them how much you appreciate them, wanting to see them happy. They have feelings too. You know, take that into consideration. It's not as complicated as people make it to be. It really is just that simple. If you have that mutual ground there, it's really just that. Just like the song with Destiny Child, Let Me Cater to You. You know, I'm here for all of that. You know, everything that they're saying in here, that's what it is. That's what I do. You know, I take enjoyment out of wanting to please cater to the person that I'm with. I want to make them feel special because you know why? They make me feel special. They love on me. They appreciate me, you know? And that's just how it's supposed to be.
Controversial things that you really shouldn't be okay with your girlfriend doing, and guys, if your girl does any of these, then you need to break up with her. If she all of a sudden starts dressing up like a Victoria's Secret model to go with her girls instead of with you, major red flag. Now, I am not saying that girls can't go out with their friends and look hot while doing it, but if she is putting in 10 times more effort for the girls versus date night with you, that's a bad sign. And if she's doing this, then you better hope that the guys in the club are not more attractive than you. Number 2, if she openly disrespects your family. And I understand family can be a major headache. But girls can be weird, and if she is always having an issue with your mother or your sister, then you've got to bounce. Number 2 is whenever she stays in contact in honestly any way, shape, or form with her ex. Guys, I promise, if you are doing right by her and keeping her happy, there is no world where she would even consider or want to talk to her ex. And she can come up with a million excuses as to why she's entitled to still talk to him, but at the end of the day, it's super disrespectful. All I'm saying is if you allow your girl to do this, do not be surprised when later on you find out that they're still hooking up.
Also, I don't know what man needs to hear this, but your ex is not coming back to you because she actually wants you back. She's coming back to you because the guy that she left you for or the men on her roster don't want her anymore, and she needs you for your resources. When I say resources, I'm not talking about just monetary gain. I'm talking about love, attention. She'll fake it long enough to where she's going to find the next guy and she's going to use you in the meantime as the fallback guy. A lot of men need to learn to grow a backbone and learn to stick up for yourself. Stop letting your exes come in and out of your life and use you as the emotional support dog or as her safety net for the rest of her life because she knows you're the fallback guy. It's worse than being friend zoned because you're allowing yourself to be emotionally vulnerable to this woman on and off for a very long time, and she knows that she can manipulate you, or she knows that you're always going to be there, which is why she knows that she's never truly single or alone. Not only that, a lot of women that worry about their body count are going to still sleep with you just so they don't have to have their body count go up and they can still get some. She's going to tell you everything that you want to hear. She's going to tell you that maybe she wants her family back. She's going to tell you that she made all of the mistakes, that she's going to do better. And she's going to tell you all of these lies to make you think that she's changed, but she hasn't changed. The only thing she did was got smarter about her manipulation and her, warped mindset towards manipulating you and controlling you. She doesn't have good intentions, and as much as you want to believe her because you're still emotionally invested, you got to let that shit go. Okay, bye.
Possibly one of the biggest accomplishments you'll ever make is coming to the point in your life where you've learned how to raw dog life. No drinking, no substances, no excessive caffeine, no overeating, no shopping fixes, no perfectionism, no workaholism, no codependency, none of that. Purely getting through life using healthy life skills that probably took you at least 50 years to learn. High five to those of you who made it this far.
Fellas, there's 3 things you just never do, early stage. Just never do. I'm telling you, there's no net benefit to these 3 things I'm about to mention to you. Number 1 is you never, ever send her a selfie or a picture of you in the mirror. You're not, I promise you, you're not cute. It's not cute. You just made her say, oh, and I really liked him. I thought I really liked this guy. Then he's gonna go off and do some stupid girly shit like this. I can't take him seriously, I'm sorry. You just fucked it up. No selfies, no in the mirror. You're not cute. You're too early to be fucking this up like this. Number 2, don't ever just say to her, what you wanna do? Just come with a fucking plan. I don't care, even if it's a bad plan. A bad plan is better than no plan. Do something, even if it's wrong, motherfucker. You fuck it up so early because you just, I don't know, you come off as indecisive. She can't trust your judgment. She doesn't actually, fellas, they don't want to think, bro. I'm telling you, they don't want to think. Outside of their job, they're like, oh, no, I gotta think. They don't want to think. Promise you, bro. And lastly, you don't ask her out and ask her to split the bill 50-50. You don't ask a woman out and then say, oh, you ready to go on your head? That's just, unless you want her faucets to get turned off immediately. Her faucet, when it was starting to go on, you just chugged it back the other way. Just so you know.
I was gonna give myself 1 year. I was like, 1 year, no dating, no talking to guys, like no nothing. I'm swearing off men, absolutely not. And I was like, I'm gonna be abstinent. I'm just nothing. And I think when you give that boundary to yourself, I told myself 1 year, ended up being 3 years.
Wow, 3 years.
3 years.
Did you just not feel that you had accomplished mentally what you had wanted to accomplish?
No, I think it was more so I told myself 1 year, I'm focusing on me. And during that time, when it's 1 year, I got to know myself so well. And it's like you learn your own boundaries, like what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate, because you're kind of dating yourself, right?
It doesn't sound silly. You have created a life for yourself. That's amazing. When you think about successful people, there are particular habits and particular ways in which they operate in the world and within themselves that if we can understand, then we can become the best version of ourselves.
That's true.
Y'all be missing out on men that'll treat you right because they're short. Because they don't look like these Instagram model dudes. Because he's a little chubby. You're crazy. Baby, I'm not missing out on no men because of them small ass factors. Baby, if you chubby, let's get in the gym. If you don't like it, shit, I love it. I love me a good chubby man. Okay? I'm just saying. But health is wealth, baby. So we gonna get each other right. But that's the superficial reasons that y'all are losing out on these good provider men. The men that will treat you right, the men that will give you flowers, the men that will take you out on dates, the men that will be father to your children. These the reasons. And I used to be that girl.
This man was unalived on his birthday after he accused another man of staring at his girlfriend too hard. February 3rd, 2025, Anthony Souvenir here, aka Big Fetty, his girlfriend and their baby walked into a Walgreens when they noticed another man standing at the register. This man, Jamie Taylor, was there loading money on his Cash App card when the family walked in. Anthony saw him looking, so he yelled out, "Hey bro, you staring at her too fucking hard," which they had words, but it kind of died down. When Anthony walked away from the situation, he thought he overheard Jamie saying something to him, so he responded to it. Jamie tells him like, "Hey bro, I'm not fucking talking to you. I'm on the motherfucking phone actually." But the argument picks up from there. Anthony then tells Jamie like, hey bro, I see you got one, I got one too, referring to his weapon that he could see on Jamie's waistband because that's where it was. At that point, Jamie actually put his hand on his weapon, but he didn't aim it at anybody. And when Jamie took his weapon out of his waistband, that's when Anthony started to reach for his bag. That's when Jamie fired the weapon, striking Anthony. Anthony was able to chase him just for a little bit before he collapsed inside of the Walgreens, and he was later pronounced deceased. Jamie did flee the scene before police got there, but later returned and turned himself in, actually. Jamie is incarcerated and facing a second-degree unalive charge, and he is being held without bond. This man really lost his life on his birthday over nonsense. May he rest in peace. And this is his last post on social media, posted on his birthday with the caption saying, "Life is too short not to smile." Y'all be easy out here.
A lot of y'all not gonna like me for saying this, but sis, the reason why you don't have that soft life or that stay-at-home life that you want with your man is because you are unwilling to live within his financial means. I know that's gonna sting a little bit, and I know you're gonna have to, take that in, but it's the truth. You see, the real problem is you get on here and you look at these pretentious ass couples who say that they get to go to Roof Chris every Friday night for date night. But see, your man ain't got Roof Chris money, but he got Cheesecake Factory money. He got Applebee's money. He got Olive Garden money, which is just as good. But you done sat up here on Instagram and let somebody talk you out of that. To say you can't have a soft life and you got a hard working ass man, stop. You just won't live by that man's financial budget. And I get it. Some women don't want to settle, and that's fine. But stop blaming that man for that. That ain't got shit to do with that man. He makes enough, sis. He makes enough. I don't care if he makes $40,000 or $240,000 a year. He makes enough. He makes enough.
I've come to the conclusion that men can't win. You can't leave work early or else you're not providing. But you can't stay at work either because then you're not spending time with the family. You can't show too much emotion, otherwise you're vulnerable. But if you don't show any, then you're a robot. You need to take charge, but not too much charge, otherwise you're controlling. But if you don't take charge, then you're just passive. You have to be confident, but not too confident, otherwise you're arrogant. But if you have no confidence, then you're obviously just weak. Regardless of what you do, somebody's not gonna like it. So what are you supposed to do? Whatever the hell you want. And don't apologize for it.
3 signs you a sneaky link. Send this to a special person in your life. Number 1, y'all don't go on no dates. Have you seen the economy right now? Outside costs $200. So what if we fuck in the car all the time? It doesn't mean I don't want to be seen with you. I'm just trying to save us some money. And let's say we do go out in public. What if we run into my other hoes? They're gonna jump you. You my sneaky link, baby. I gotta protect you. Number 2, nobody knows about y'all. Everything on hush mode, private, not they homeboys, they homegirls, nobody. When people ask about y'all, they act completely clueless. Like they wasn't just spinning your butt the night before. But that's what makes it exciting. When nobody knows your business. Cause there's always that one motherfucker in your ear nagging you about how bad you getting dogged out. How you need to know your worth and all that bullshit. You get to be a dummy in peace. What's better than that? Peace of mind. Number 3, y'all don't talk about no feelings. Listen, they are doing you a favor. If you fall in love with your sneaky link, you're not playing the game correctly. You never fall for your sneaky link. That is an automatic L. You can't be most valuable player if you're taking L's like that. So there's no point in talking about your feelings. What are we? Stop it. You're fucking up the motion. On my granny.
Did anyone else see that story of that lady on TikTok? Wait, let me explain. So this lady said that she's been married for 8 years and that her husband is deployed overseas all the way in Germany. She says that she barely sees her husband. He comes home like 2 or 3 times a year, and when he's home he only stays for about 2 or 3 weeks. So for the last 2 years she says she's been feeling real lonely, and she decided to go out and cheat on her husband. She said that she went and she had a one-night stand, and this one-night stand was so good that it turned into an every night stand. And she recently found out she's pregnant. And clearly just not her husband's, because her husband's overseas. So the man that she's been sleeping with got her pregnant. So now her and this dude have been messing with each other for 2 years, back and forth. Mind you, she has 3 kids with her husband. She said at first they were getting hotels and stuff, to keep her anonymous. But then, after 2 years, she got a little comfortable, and now she's allowed to go to his house. He's still not allowed to come to hers because, she got kids and he don't got no kids. Usually she goes over there and, you know, she's not really paying attention to what's in her house because she has no real feelings for this man. She just, you know, got lonely. But one day as she's walking in, she decides to pay a little bit close attention to the pictures on his wall. And as she's looking over the pictures on her wall, guess who she sees? Her husband. So now she's freaking out because she's like, how is a picture of my husband and him in this frame on the wall? Of course, she starts panicking. She has to get to the bottom of this, but she doesn't know how to bring it up without saying, like, how do you know this man? Because this is my husband. So after a while, she decides, like, you know, I'm just going to ask around, like, oh, who's this? Oh, that's my grandma. Oh, who that? That's my uncle. So who is this? Y'all would never believe what the man said. The man going to say, oh, that's my brother.
The person who consistently pulls away in their relationship, the one who's always emotionally distancing themselves whenever there is a problem, is the person who has all the control in the relationship. And so if you've been on the receiving end of this, it's no wonder you feel powerless and out of control. However, if you're the one who has a habit of doing this, then recognize that it is a habit and it's a coping mechanism. But I want you to challenge yourself to stop. I want you to challenge yourself to stay and sit with your discomfort and communicate every time you want to withdraw. Because to be in a relationship with someone who feels powerless is not going to be any fun for you, and it's definitely not good for the relationship because the goal is to stay connected. And every time we withhold our love from the person we care about, all we do is weaken the relationship, often to the point of no return.
This is the most dangerous person to have in your life, especially if they're a friend. I'm currently reading 48 Laws of Power, and I found one of the laws particularly interesting because I feel like it really directly applied to my life, and I feel like a lot of us actually experience this, and we don't understand how dangerous this kind of person can be in our lives. This is law 10 out of 48, and it says, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as diseases. You may feel you are helping somebody, but you're actually only participating in your own disaster. The unfortunate draw misfortune onto themselves and will also draw it onto you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. It's literally talking about somebody who can't take responsibility for the things in their life. They just have this constant victim mindset, and bad things are always happening to them, and they're always talking about those bad things, and eventually that will rub off on you. Energy is contagious, and so you want to be catching the best energy, not the worst. And something else that I find interesting too is that people who have a victim mindset are always looking for other people to blame. Because they can't take responsibility, they'll always put blame on other people. And it's only a matter of time before they start blaming you for their misfortune. They'll turn you into the villain of their story. Because if you're more lucky than them, if you're happier than them, if anything good happens to you, they are going to get so jealous and so envious and start wishing for your
Did you ever notice that when you get a dude that nobody else you feel like is looking at, was paying no mind to, and you get him and he treating you amazing, y'all got the best relationship, now a bunch of women want him? That's because a lot of women want what they can't have. Then they say, ooh, okay, well, he got her and he doing this and this and this. I want him now. It's the phase like when you have a little kid and the little kid sees somebody else playing with the toy that they didn't want to play with at first, and they like, damn, now that toy look fun, I want to play with it. No, bitch, it's my toy. Get your own. You wasn't studying this man. You had walked past him, worked with him for 3 fucking years, and I got him. Leave him the fuck alone. Them the type of bitches I beat their ass over, my nigga.
If that woman really into you, it don't matter what y'all do. She gonna be happy if y'all just chilling in the crib, eating food, watching movies, watching anime, and that costs $0, and especially if she cook. If fucking with a woman and every time you fuck with her, you gotta dig in your pocket, spend hundreds of dollars just to appease her or just to get her out the crib, she not really into you, bruh. She not. A woman that's really into you could be in the passenger seat, you handling your business, she happy as hell just because you invited her. She enjoy your company, your presence, and she enjoy you for you, not what you could do for her. So when you dating a woman, don't drive yourself crazy trying to figure out, oh, she look high maintenance, so I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Even if she high maintenance, the most high maintenance woman do not require that much if she really into you, because she's just going to be happy to be around you in your presence. Okay? Because me personally, when I'm really into you, I don't care what we doing. They just come pick me up. Or they just come over. I want to lay up under you. I want to be in your skin. I want to be in your presence. You know, even if y'all just go karting, go painting, or just doing the shit that don't even cost barely $100. She's just going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Because it's not what you can do for me. It's how you make me feel. So don't be fooled. There's women out here that's really into you and not what you got. So beware them that you always gotta up $1,000, $100 just to be around. They don't really like you.
I texted my boyfriend this morning and I was like, do you wish I did this for you more often? And he was like, get out of your head. Get out of your head. And I was like, you know what? Yep, I'm gonna go back to bed. I did not realize how hard a healthy relationship was gonna be after mentally abusive, physically abusive ones, or like trauma or childhood struggles, because holy shit, this is the hardest relationship I've ever been in. By far the healthiest, but the hardest, because of how much I have to mentally overcome just to allow myself to be loved. I come up with these scenarios in my head so often, and I tell myself, like, there's no way this is real. Like, there's no way that this person truly is genuine. Because, like, no one else has ever been. You know, like, no one else has ever treated me well or treated me with well intentions or had put their best foot forward. So it's so hard for me to be like, yep, I'm gonna let my guard down. I'm going to allow myself to feel these things. Like, you don't get that warning when you get, like, your first real and genuine love. Good morning.
Women are only territorial over men that they are crazy about and they don't want to lose, okay? If she ain't checking for you, trust me, she don't want you like that. She don't care where you at, or what you doing, or who you doing it with, because you ain't it. Sorry.
One of the worst mistakes we make as men when we get involved with a woman is that we begin being emotional with her, having what I call emotional festivals with her. This is one of the worst mistakes. First of all, that's not your purpose in her life. Second of all, that's not her purpose in your life. Now, there is one of two modes you can be in when you're involved with the woman. I made this up. In most of my videos, I make up all this stuff anyway, but I try my best to make the most sense possible, and this makes all the sense in the world. The first mode is emotional involvement. The second mode is emotional receptivity. Now, you never want to be emotionally involved, because when you're emotionally involved, that means that you are matching her emotional energy. When you are matching her emotional energy, you come down to her level. So when you come down to her level, in her mind, just naturally, you're going to lose respect. You're going to lose honor. You're going to lose your leadership. Also, you're going to lose masculinity and your manhood. You never want to match a woman's emotional energy. You're supposed to remain planted. You're supposed to remain firm in your masculinity and manhood. That's why you have respect and leadership in the first place. Now, the other aspect, or the other mode, is emotional receptivity. This is what you want to be. This is the best way to be. Emotional receptivity says, I am available to her emotions. I'm receptive to her emotionalism. However, I do not participate with her emotionalism. You see what I'm saying? I do not participate with her emotionalism because she did not get with me to be with a woman. She got with me to be with a man. So she's seeking out the attributes of a man. And the attributes of the man, some of the main attributes of manhood, is logical thinking, rational thinking, mathematical thinking, scientific thinking. When you become emotional like her, when you match her emotionalism, most of the times, all of that goes out the window. And so again, you lose your leadership, you lose your respect, you lose your masculinity, and you lose your manhood. Never, ever be emotionally involved with your woman. Be receptive.
Sometimes a woman can talk her out of a relationship. You can talk, we do that.
Yes,
we will talk.
I'm gonna say something, and this might ruffle little feathers. I don't think just being a good man is enough to stay in a relationship with them.
But when I say a good man, I mean like he's good. That means all around. That means himself, spiritually, mentally, physically.
That's great.
Healthily, like he's a good man.
That doesn't mean that he's the man for you. And
right.
Maybe when you're going through these motions of getting to know him, you're realizing, okay, he's a great person, but honestly, I don't fuck with his humor. Like, he could be funny, but he's not funny.
And that's why a lot of modern women are getting 40 with 4 cats and no man, because
maybe that's what
he's a good man, but because he's not funny, you gotta throw that out.
I regret marrying a white man because, first of all, I'm Asian in the Bay Area. You know, like, why did I follow the fucking trend? I did not mean for this. Second, he just confessed something today. I was in the kitchen. I asked him to cook rice because I was cooking the main dish. And I didn't see him wash the rice. And he's like, oh, you told me not to wash the rice. What the fuck are you lying face? Yeah, Sassy, tell him. You lying sack of shit. You gonna gaslight me? I'm Filipino. No, I've washed my rice since I came out of my mom's vagina. Like, there's no way I would say deliberately in your face to not wash our rice. What the fuck? You gotta wash that rice until the water is clean. Then when you put it in the rice cooker, you put your fucking finger in it and you make sure the water is this high. I need a divorce lawyer. Someone find me one. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's just a public service announcement. I love you.
The last part was funny, I must say. And we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this, because I did. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also click on the notification bell icon so that any video that I post, you will be the first to get it. Adios amigos, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.